Dear beloved friends, so glad you're here. Don't be gaslighted about the aliens. Don't allow the media to gaslight you about aliens and the all of this, spacecraft, whatever, UFO, UAP, whatever they want to call them. Don't let them gaslight you into thinking that we need to start a war with aliens, because that wouldn't go well. Number one, they are not here to do us any damage. If anything, they're here to help, right? Either they're here just to observe, to go, what the hell are you guys doing? Or they're here to help. If you guys start following anything about ancient technology, you'll understand that all of the pyramids throughout the world, look up the pyramid that's in, okay, it'll come back to me. And I'm going to come back in a second to that, because I just watched this other thing about this pyramid that's in somewhere. Anyway, it'll come back to me. I'll roll back around. I don't edit these, as you may be able to tell by some of those little technological brain glitches. But anyway, don't let them gaslight you into thinking that there is some concern for aliens to attack us, or we need to protect ourselves, or all this BS, because A, it wouldn't go well. They are so far advanced that any thoughts of trying to protect ourselves with any weapons that we have would be absolutely ridiculously futile. Number two, they're so far advanced. How do you think they got advanced? Because they went around like killing people? No, they're advanced because they know that the universe is created and sustained and by and for the principle of love, not destruction. That's where man is the stupidest thing on the planet. You look at all the other animals, how many other animals go around trying to cause their own extinction the way man do? None of them. None of them have the amount of fighting amongst just the differences in appearance of one another as man do. It's ridiculous. Look at that. Think of it from an outside perspective. Just take a step back from whatever BS is going on in your life day to day and think about how insane it is the way man constantly tries to destroy itself. Not man, I mean like humankind, like constantly trying to destroy ourselves. All in the name of like power and money. Really, when it comes down to it, that is how the top 1% control everybody else, with fear. And that's what they're doing with you now with these aliens. Well, we have to build a space force and all this. No, you don't. You don't need a space force. It's a useless waste of money, because you ain't going to be doing anything against aliens. It's silly. I want to say Bosnia, I think, is where I think that might be it, where there's a pyramid in Bosnia. Look it up. There's a pyramid that's like, it's twice as high as the Great Pyramid of Giza and 18,000 years old. And it emits some energy like a certain distance above and a certain distance below. I think it's like 432 kilometers below or above or whatever, but it emits this energy. And now, how come nobody knows about this? It was covered up with, whatever, vegetation and all that stuff. Okay, so maybe that's just over time. It is 18,000 years old. But these were not built by people wearing little mini skirts like they want you to believe. They didn't put them on logs and roll them, 1,000 miles from somewhere else. Oh, I wonder why they did that. It took them several lifetimes. No! No! They were built by giants. And I know you probably listen to me, I'm turning this off because this guy's crazy. I don't care because it's true. You'll find out. They were built by aliens and giants and all this ancient technology. Ancient technology. They were so far advanced, it would make our heads spin. And they may have been helped by alien civilizations for whatever reason. Let's create some electricity for these guys down here. But there is a well-known theory that they were all electrical generators. They're all on the same latitude going around the world for a reason. They're all built within exacting specifications to like true north. And that's this latest one in Bosnia as well that I've just heard about. Well, I mean, I know this is I think it's fairly recent that it's been kind of discovered. So, folks, don't be gaslighted. That's the thing. Don't believe that crap. I know you're going to be quick to go, well, this guy's crazy. You're talking about, and that's what they said about people with UFOs. Now the government's going, yeah, UFOs are real. Now, how silly is it? Right? Now how much are you going, well, they're crazy. Well, the government's admitting that these things exist, and they have been for a long time. They have existed for a long time. So, if you for 1 second believe that everything that you know is all that exists, then take a look at the mirror because you're the crazy one. If you just think, well, only this stuff exists here because that's all I've ever heard of, well, then you're just like completely inside your own little tiny box of a brain. And if you take a moment to get outside of that and think for just 1 second that looking up in the sky, all those billions and billions of stars, and if you take a second to come outside of that thought that we're the only planet that sustained life in that entire set of billions and billions of stars, and we might just be the most advanced out of all of these. I wonder if any of it. No, I mean, don't be that silly or gullible or foolish or whatever. Start questioning stuff that's outside of the box, stuff that you don't know. I mean, when you were a kid growing up, somebody said, well, do you know calculus? No, I don't know. But they're like, but it does exist. So we're telling you that it exists. You weren't going, well, no, it couldn't possibly exist because I don't know. Because you were like a little bit smarter then to go, well, there's stuff outside of my head that exists. So, I mean, just think of the possibilities of it. I'm not saying definite one way or the other, but what I'm saying is that there are UAPs, there are things flying around that they don't know what exists, and it is not something that we can put together some Space Force and go out and attack. It just ain't that way. It ain't that simple. It ain't like your movie where Will Smith jumps in a Jeep and goes and zaps all the aliens. Ain't gonna happen. It's not like that. They're not here to harm us, because if they were, they would have done it already. Like, think of that. Think of the fact that those UAPs, if you've already seen them, think of the technology that they already have. And if you think for 1 second they're still trying to figure out weapons to kill us, or reasons why to kill us, do you think they're standing back scratching their head and going, should we kill them? Should we start a fight? Then you are out of your own mind. So just think about that. But don't let the media or any people that are like closed-minded gaslight you. It's not in your best interest to think that we have enemies. That's just the human, like, I'm going to say human nature. It's just what's been like, has been what's drilled into our heads, what we've been indoctrinated to believe. is that you better protect yourself and everything because something's out to get you. You've been indoctrinated to have to rely on government or that top 1% to save you. You don't need to be saved except from yourself. So save yourself from yourself. Get out of your mind and into your heart and start loving unconditionally. That's even the aliens. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Namaste. Peace.